Good morning and welcome to Automation. What's new in automation for Monday, September 23rd, 2024. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I know a lot of you are already walking to work. So if you watch this later, thank you for tuning back in and watching the replay. My name is Sean Tierney from Insights in Automation, and this is a show where I review the top stories from the last week in industrial automation, and then also the content we produced, as well as what's coming up this week. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Again, I hope your Monday is off to a great start. Here you can see the automationblog.com. And let's go ahead. And the first story we looked at in the top stories was Rockwell Automation. I'm trying to go too fast. Rockwell Automation came out with a new panel mount version of their 500 horse 755 TS frame 7A PowerFlex drive. Apparently this is, I think it's like 75% smaller than the floor mount alternative. So congratulations to Rockwell again on that release. We actually had them on the podcast. If you go back over to the automation blog, you can see we actually had them on to talk about their total force drives. So that's something you can check out. It was very interesting technology. From there, we go over to Pills. They were promoting their new inductive safety switches, the PCEN INI. I always thought they were always minis, but these are the INIs. So in any case, safety switch proximity sensors. Very interesting product there. And then we had a new product from Siemens. This is their starter kit for their RFID readers. These are to read like your badges. So instead of typing in your password on the screen, you can actually just come up and have it read your badge. I think this is so much better. As long as employees know they're not allowed to share their badges, man, this is so much better than having to type in, especially with the complicated passwords we all need now. We had we had students in last week, and we were talking about some of the silly passwords, super secret passwords they have in their facility. But if you have anything that's mission critical, and you've ever had anybody make a mistake on the HMI, and you really need to lock out certain engineering screens, which is a common practice, this is definitely something to take a look at. And I believe it works with pretty much any PLC out there, but you can talk to Siemens about that. And then Omron, they had their Sysmac catalog. I thought this was very interesting. We've never been able to find anybody from Omron to come on the show. I guess they're camera shy, but in any case, they have a very interesting line of programmable controllers, motion, safety, vision, robot sensing, and so we were highlighting this. Now, you may be asking, Sean, where are the links? I always put all the links over at theautomationblog.com. Of course, the links aren't there yet, unless you go to last week's news article, a news show, and then you'll find the links. So what else happened last week? Well, we released episode 219 of the Automation Podcast, and this was all about Mettler Toledo's WAY Module SPE. This thing sits on either Ethernet IP or Profinet, right? So it's not a serial unit, and this unit has a long legacy, and it's just a very high quality weight module. You can install it, you can mount it all different ways, and you can put it in it has a fast channel too, so if you're doing high speed weighing, just really interesting. It was the first time we had Chris on from Mettler Toledo, and this was sponsored by Mettler Toledo, so 0 ads. Thank you, Mettler Toledo. I love it when we don't have to burn ads into either the audio or the video, and we can make the video free for everybody. I really appreciate that. And we work extra hard to try to make sure it comes out professional too. With that, we go over to Friday. We had the automation Q&A. Had some interesting questions there. Now these questions, and I know I have some new ones on the blog I haven't gotten to because I just walked into the office, at 6:30. But these questions, I pulled these from the course I was doing. And I thought they were very interesting. We really got into a discussion on the difference between the I/O tags in 5370 CompactLogix and 5380 CompactLogix. Now, I'm not a fan of the changes on the digital I/O. I am a fan of the changes on the analog I/O. I think it's so much better. But in any case, we'd love to know your opinion. Now, we have the public version. This is what we call the question of the week. And then I have the automation Q&A for members and level 2 students. And after we took a deep dive in this one, we really took a deep dive. We even looked at control logics. We compared analog as well as digital. And then I went into the automation game and showed you, like, if you have anybody who wants to learn programming PLCs and they want to have a little fun with it, check out the automation game. This is the company I partnered with to create the app for the automation school, the widget machine. And I solved, like, I think the first four. The first four are not difficult by any means, but I just demoed it. And we hope to have like a $10 school course on this for anybody who's struggling with some of the harder levels at some point. But in any case, if you just want to go out and take a look at the game, it's $15. It's over at steampowered.com, and it's called Automation. It's not the one about the cars. It's the one about programming PLCs. So, and we do not get a commission for you getting the game. I'm just a big fan of it because I like it. It's good. And again, it's not perfect, but it does a great job. And you don't need any hardware. That's what I love about it. You can just fire up the game and start learning PLC programming. All right, so where do we go from there? Okay, so if you want any of the links, before I get a chance to update this post over at theautomationblog.com, we are live today on theautomationblog.com. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, just because we can, X, and Rumble. Facebook wouldn't work again this morning. I think it worked Friday, so who knows? In any case, so you can see all the news shows here. We're up to 244 news shows, and this same post has the headlines and the full-blown members-only show. We also wanted to show you the automation school, the picture of the training room. This is actually going to change quite a bit this week, and this would be a good segue for me. So we just finished up our fourth Rockwell Automation, Allen Bradley, Compact Logics, Control Logics training course. We're not affiliated with them. We're just big fans of them, and I've been using them for 34 years, so I like to teach on it. And so this is all this equipment I own, and this is, we had the training the students come in and do training. We had some great fun with the troubleshooting section where I would go in and break, VNC in and break the code, and they had to try to figure out what it was. And just a great group of students. They're thinking of coming back for some more training, which is great. But the reason I had this up is next week I'm doing Siemens training, S7-1200. I'm really excited about it. As you guys know, I have a big Siemens course. And, it's so different from Rockwell. The same, but different, right? It's kind of like iPhone versus Android, right? They both do the same thing, but they're wildly different. And in any case, so I'll be changing this all out later in the week. Now, that brings up a point, though. As far as the schedule, we'll talk about the regular schedule. We're going to have a regular schedule this week, although I may do some from Studio A at home, with all the hardware on the wall. So just because I got to wire up 4 PLCs worth of I/O. So I'll be spending a lot of time doing that this coming week. So I won't be doing any new digital lessons for the automation school, but I got to get these trainers. I just got to wire up the S7-1200s. And so that's like 16 in, 16 out times 4. So it takes a while, especially when you're me. But in any case, also going to be, I'm looking at adding some software simulation too, so we can do stuff physically and also do some software simulation. So that's going to be fun as well. And yeah, so just wanted to throw that out there. Next week, I don't know what the schedule is going to be. I'm just going to try to get up super early every day and come in here and do these shows really early, but best laid plans, right? So we'll see. The next week's schedule of content is up in the air. But in any case, these vertical screens really worked out well. Although my 65-inch TV, that Studio 5000, everything is tiny. It's like, man, I have to use the magnifier. It's like, whatever. But in any case, all right, so the next thing here, so you get the automationschool.com. So if you want to know more about, you can contact us here or me here if you want to know more about that. And we hope to have a bunch of new content this fall. I got everything set up for the Micrologics SLIC 500 and PLC 5 courses. And so that's all coming up as well. With that, as far as the automation show, I am going to try to bang out the SLIC 100. I think I'm actually going to do an extended version that I'll sell over at the automation school for like $9.99. And the reason I do that is people will be able to ask questions. So if I'll be doing the video, the automation show episode for members. So if you're a member, you get that. But if you're a member and somebody else doesn't want to commit $250 a week, they just have they'll be able to just spend $9.99 over at the automation school and get a video that's kind of an extended version and support. So if they have any questions, I'll leave the SLIC 100 set up so I can easily go through it with them and see if they have any questions. So that's the automation show. So I'm trying to bang that out this week. I also have one I have to do with Moxa. Moxa has some great new products out. They send them to me, say, Sean, we want to sponsor an episode of the Automation Show, so I look forward to recording that this week. And as far as the automation podcast, we already talked about the weight module. 2 weeks ago, we did Schneider's Altivar Solar ATV 320 VSD, and so on. You can see all the episodes here. For this week, I think we have MicroSci, which is also sponsored, so you guys won't have any ads, and the video will be free to everybody. And so I just got to get that edited. So in any case, that's always takes a long time. From there, we go over to the automation Q&A, so you can see all those over there. That's a member-only show. And then the Automation Museum, I'm still looking for somebody who knows anything about the Cymax programmable controller, the Model 300. I want to have like a little write-up here in the Automation Museum that kind of details it. This is a beautiful demo, ancient demo that was sent in by one of my connections on LinkedIn, and I'd like to get something up there that talks about what it is. So in any case, if any of you know anything about that, let me know. So here's the content schedule. We should be running this normal this week. So this week, of course, we have the Automation Show and Headlines tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, we will have another episode of the podcast. It is sponsored. Very interesting product. If you do anything with robotics and precision. As far as the Automation Show, I think this week will be the Slick 100. Next week will be the new Moxa products. They're really cool. I think they're Wi-Fi 6E enabled, and we'll just go over that. Thursday, of course, we have the Automation Headlines and Show, and then Friday will be Q&A again. Please submit your questions. Guys, if you have any questions, please submit your questions. I'm going to go to the chat, too, while we're talking about. I say hi to Nicholas. I want to say hi to Manuel. Manuel. I don't know why I'm thinking Emmanuel. And then questions. Do you have any PLC 5 demos? I got a ton of PLC 5 demos. I'm actually, I got a bunch of PLC 5 content. If you go to the guides here at the Automation blog, you'll see everything I've written about the PLC 5 right here. Okay, so I have all kinds of articles about it. I'm actually teaching a PLC 5 course, which I haven't really filmed any lessons yet, but that's next on the list. When you're self-employed, you got to focus on the customer in front of you versus the things you want to do in the future, right? But I do have a PLC 5 course. It's in pre-order, but it's part of the Ultimate Bundle right now. I'm not selling it as a separate pre-order because it's just I don't know when it's going to finish. I don't think you can buy it. It's pre-ordered for $50. Am I allowing people to buy it? Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am. So this is the one I'm going to start filming. I got a beautiful official Rockwell. Somebody was getting rid of it. Official Rockwell training. And it's in some of my pictures too. But a beautiful trainer. I got a ton of PLC 5s for the course. I've actually made a huge investment. I think I got one of almost every model. I got all the classics. I got all the next gens. I got all the EPROMs. I mean, I even got a station connector that's like brand new in the box. Brand old in the box. But yeah, no, we're going to have a lot of fun. I got so many different I/O modules. There are so many different. I'm going to be going through them with you guys, and it's going to be a blast. This and the Slick 500 course and the MicroLogic course, we're going to have so much fun this fall. And as soon as I get through some of the backlog and fill up the bank account a little bit, I'll switch over to doing this. So yeah, PLC 5 is awesome. Now, if you need a copy of the PLC 5 software, it is outrageously expensive. I'll go through in the course how to get a temporary activation, but. In any case, the good news is with the PLC 5, you can learn on the MicroLogix, the freebie software. And I'll be covering this in the course. You don't actually have, if you just want to learn basic ladder logic, right? You don't actually have to have the 10,000, 12,000 or however ridiculously priced it is software. I think they just stopped selling it. The price got so high and people were starting to get upset at them. And they said, oh, we'll just stop selling it. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why these companies do this, but I'm not going to get on that soapbox. All right, so I hope that answered your question about PLC 5 demo. So that's the content schedule. This week's normal. Next week it's up in the air because we have training all week except for Friday. So it's going to be a busy week. 8 to 5 every day doing training, and everything that goes along with being the one-man instructor. Picking up the donuts and the coffee and all the sodas and if you're interested in training, in-person training, just reach out to me. So, and that's what these folks did. They said, hey, we need training. It says let's schedule it. And we're having it. So just let me know. I love doing in-person training. I love doing these shows as well. So in any case, if you want to know all the platforms on, just go to theautomationblog.com/follow. And I have links to all the different platforms, including where all the different places are, our social media and our podcasts and all that. The big ones are, besides, YouTube, is, Apple and Spotify. Those are the biggest ones. But we are on some of the little ones as well. All right, so there, if you want to become a member and get all the member stuff, you not only get the new stuff I do every week, you get everything all the old stuff as well. And so you can do that here on the Automation blog or on YouTube. I know some people don't want to do it on YouTube, so you can do it right here on the Automation blog. I've tried to ensure that there's parity. There's some future things I want to do up here that, quite honestly, like I said earlier, you gotta deal with the customer in front of you when you're self-employed, and these future things just have to wait till you have time. But in any case, so that's the automationblog.com/join is where you'll see this page. And then this is what it looks like over on YouTube. Okay. And so these links are in all the show notes. So you guys should see that there. So with that, that's the end of today's show. I want to thank everybody who chatted with us this morning. I want to thank everybody who watched live. I know most of you are going to watch after the fact. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because that's the only way for us to grow the audience and find new vendors to come on our shows. Because, industrial automation is not like a popular thing that all the kids are doing, right? So in any case, with that, I want to wish you guys all good health and happiness. And until next time, my friends, peace.